Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. This coming Shabbat, we read Parshat Belotecha, a Torah portion in the book of Bamidbar, or Numbers. In this Parsha, we are told that Moshe is the most humble person to have ever walked the face of the earth. Now, we actually are told this particular piece of description of Moshe in an interesting place in the Torah. You might think it would be at a moment of great success for Moses, but actually it is the moment in which his siblings, Miriam and Aaron, criticize him for decisions he has made publicly. And Miriam, for speaking Lashon Hara, for speaking ill of her brother, is stricken with tsarat, some sort of disease, often known as leprosy, but not exactly leprosy. Moshe says, Al na rafana la, God, please heal her. And we can assume that the Torah is saying that Moses is the most humble person in the world because he is willing actually not only to be angry at his sister or not be angry at his sister for criticizing him publicly, but he actually goes out of his way to call for her to be healed by God. A person who cares more about others than themselves and their own emotional needs, according to the Torah, makes that person humble. There is a teaching that we actually need to care more about other people's physical needs and our own spiritual needs. And that, I believe, is true for all of us, not only Moses, who clearly had that way about him. One of the ways that we make ourselves even more humble is by understanding who we are against the backdrop of what is happening in the world. All of the challenges that are happening in the world. And it is critically important for us to understand that we all have an opportunity to learn more and more. And when we understand that, then indeed we are humble human beings and Jews in this world. As I've mentioned so often over the course of the last 8 to 9 months, this is indeed a challenging time for us in this world as a Jewish people. It is so important for us to learn as much as we possibly can, not only about what's happening in the world, but what's happened to and is happening to the Jewish people and, of course, Israel. And that is exactly why we at Beth Israel, over the course of the last 8 months, have done all that we can to inform our congregants and our community about these important subjects. I want to encourage you to join us for Slichot this year as we welcome Thomas Hand and his daughter Emily Hand. Emily, who is taken hostage and then freed in November by Hamas. I'm going to speak with Thomas, who has spoken to so many news sources, interviewing him about how he and his daughter are doing, about what happened, and about the emotions that they felt and are still feeling. And I want to encourage you to join us for our Sudat Shlishi, our Saturday night meal that evening. Also, please join us on this Yom Kippur as we welcome Tal Schneider, who's going to keep us updated on what's happening in Israel as our special scholar in residence for Yom Kippur this year. Tal is a political analyst for the Times of Israel. We look forward to seeing you at Slichot and on Yom Kippur. Shabbat Shalom.